Hey everybody, I hope you're having a really great day. Whenever you're watching this is Tracy Brown, and this is a video I meant to give y'all last week, but just didn't get to it because of, actually it's supposed to be the 4th of July week. I was supposed to do this video for you, but it didn't happen. Life happens, but here we are. So as an experienced clinician, I get these comments in sessions. Go something like this, like, gosh, I've been working with you for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, a year, whatever, and nothing works. This isn't working. And when I hear that, I'm a human being, and I will have the feeling of like, oh crap. I feel that in my system too. So let's start with that moment. Instead of like, oh my gosh, what do I say? It's like, oh crap, and okay, find my own butt on my seat, and really get curious about what that cry is about. And I'm going to give you an example of a client that this has happened to me with over the course of the last year and 3 months. That's how long I've been working with her. So this is a client that actually committed to 12 weeks initially to work with me. And because that's what I offered her. I don't know. That's just what I started doing with certain clients. And they were like, yes, let's do this. And so anyway, and I started to notice that this first came up for her within, and we were at the 9th session, so we had like 3 sessions left. And I started to notice her pull back and start to say like, nothing, this isn't working, it's not working. And I would ask her what's not working. And I ask her to, demonstrate, like, give me some examples of what's not working. And so she listed like, I still kind of binge occasionally. And still sometimes want to lose weight, but really she can only come up with those 2 things. And I was like, well, tell me what has worked for you. And she listed off like she knew how to eat from hunger and fullness. She could locate that. She was getting the concept of supportive eating. She was not full out really big binging anymore. And I made sure, kept giving her credit for the things that she was experimenting with, the things she was trying, and then her whole past, like, honestly, a couple decades of doing personal, basically therapy. This client is in her 60s that I'm speaking about, and that's all I'll say about that. But just to kind of give you a sense of, like, she's put in a lot of work over the years to have some freedom. So I got really curious with her around what was it like to be at, there's a couple sessions left in that, like, agreed upon time frame, let's say. And what was that like, and what was starting to come up was she was starting to detach from me to ease the pain of the separation. And in her history, there's some abandonment issues. So of course, that was going to start to come up. And oftentimes our clients will either dismiss us, dismiss their progress, dismiss something, so it's not so painful to be an ending. And all we had to do was like notice how it was scary for there to be a transition, and say, just because, and this is what worked for her at this point, just because you've made this much progress, and that you're at this threshold doesn't mean that you don't continue. And for whatever reason, that was just enough for her to like dig in and keep going. And so when she got another 12 sessions. And so the next go round, it wasn't as triggering or painful for her, knowing that like somebody could see her fear and to meet it, and also just address, like, of course that would feel scary. Something that's kind of been there for you, maybe it's going to go away. Do you think, whose expectation was it that we would be done, or what was happening, and work through some of those beliefs. Now, I will say I've been working with this person for a while, and this has come up again, kind of at this year marker of, I don't know if this is, like, here I am a year in, and I still, there's no binging anymore, but there's a little bit of grazing when she's at a certain place, activation-wise, with anxiety or nervous system or whatever. And same kind of conversations happen. There is this need, kind of exploring, well, what part of you feels like that should be all cleared up? And what is still the function of some of the graze eating? And what does that part need? And really just exploring every time she's feeling like something's not working. And looking at what her expectation was of like being with discomfort, and what her resources were for discomfort, and seeing where there are certain such circumstances that are triggering lots of discomfort, and how she's handling them now with the current tools she has or she's learned versus how it would have happened in the past. And really just honestly, again, bringing some ease to that part of herself that feels like things should be fixed and I should have a formula, and helping her see like, wow, there's a lot of defensiveness in her mind still about fully being in her body and being in the experience of, I'm still feeling these things that I wish weren't there, and working with the disappointment, working with the whatever, bringing a lot, obviously tons of this to therapy, but it's coming out in our sessions with me. Thank you everybody, by the way, who's watching live. This is kind of a detailed nuance, kind of mini nutrition counseling session I'm doing right now. So go back to the beginning, so I'm getting ready to finish it up if you're watching live now. But thank you for coming. And so the last thing I'll say about this is that whenever you have something, this isn't working, just be willing first, before you want to respond, before you get like overly in your own head about like, am I doing things good enough? It could be that we're missing something that we haven't addressed, or that we haven't fully gone there with yet. That could be totally true. But oftentimes there is something happening in either our client's attachment system. There's a reminder of the past of what's happened. What's happening right now in our sessions is feeling either it's really working, which is confrontive, we're doing good work, or there is something missing that we need to step forward and meet them with. It really could be that maybe they need some more help. I mean, this client does have therapy, but I think she also needs some other kind of therapy, and kind of pushing that too, because there's a lot of stuff going on that this person I think needs more support with, and really right now coming around to accepting that. So when a client says it's not working, get really curious, like, well, what isn't working? What part feel like it isn't working? What would working look like? What would that look like, and what would need to shift and happen for that to be the case? And where in their body does that feel like it's coming from? And so bringing the body into the session with this as well. So I hope this video is helpful. There's so much depth to go into even some of those questions, and we're going to be doing more of that as the summer keeps going on. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know if it was. If you would like to hear more nuance, if anybody would like to go deeper with their own clients, please let me know. And I hope you all have a really great day. Take care.